I've been on the grind. I've been streaming almost every day, playing one game at a time, and after each game I try to review them as best as I can. And if you want to see me play these games, I stream on here and on Twitch almost every day. Come on, stop on by, it's pretty fun. And we have a new Discord channel now, so if you want to do that too, I'll leave a link in the description so you can come in and join the rest of the party whenever that grows, because I just made it, so just putting that out there. But today I'm going to be talking about Resident Evil 4, the original one. Now, what can I say about this game? It's fucking great. I love Resident Evil 4. It's one of my favorite games. I think it's probably my favorite Resident Evil game in the franchise just because of how out of left field it is at times that I just love it to death. I love Leon as protagonist. He's so goofy. Everything he says is pretty much like a one-liner. He is just the best action hero that games have, in my opinion. Now, I know I played Resident Evil 1 and I kind of just skipped 2 and 3 and went straight to 4, and I'll probably get to the other two games pretty soon here, especially the remake of this game, but overall it still holds up really well, because I think it's about 20 years old now, so it's still a very fun game. I really enjoyed playing it. There are some aspects that I think were still a bit flawed that I think the remake probably did a lot better at. Obviously, for one thing, is going to be the movement and the combat systems, but that doesn't really take away anything from the game itself. It is an old game and it's still beloved by a lot of people today. So I'll just get into the nitty-gritty of it. The story, there's really no story here. For the story, they kind of just went into a different direction, which I'm kind of happy they did. It's so iconic and so fun. Basically, you're Leon Steele, your girl Kennedy, and you're in Spain trying to go save the president's daughter, which I don't know how she got captured in the first place. It's pretty impressive. You go to this village, and you realize there's a virus going on. People are turning into monsters. And what I thought was kind of cool was that someone pointed this out on stream, but the monsters are kind of reminiscent to the anime Parasite, which I thought was really cool. I've never seen Parasite. I've seen a bunch of clips on it, so I'm pretty familiar with it, but I never really sat down to watch it. I've heard it's good, but I think if you like the Parasite anime, you'd probably really like this game, but you don't really get into that until about a third of the way through the game, considering you're still going through the normal village and you're trying to fight your way to everything. I think once you get to the castle, then that starts being a prevalent thing. But overall, I love the design of the enemies. I think there's some pretty notable bosses in here. I think if I had to pick a favorite, it'd probably be Garrador. He's the one who's blind and you can only hear things. He's kind of like a Shredder, which I think is really fucking cool. I would say he was my favorite. Now, going on to the combat, it's a bit slow, like I said. You can't really do much with the camera. There's a plus side to it. There's a turnaround button, which helped a little bit. I didn't really use it all that much, considering whenever I was stuck in a bind, I kind of just ran away, so that way I can reload my gun and sort through everything. That way I at least had a little bit of time before I was getting shot at or attacked, but it's still overall fine. I would say, like, once you get the gist of it, it becomes pretty easy to navigate. You don't really have to worry about thinking too long, because you can just pull up the inventory screen whenever you want, and that'll just pause time, so that way you can figure out what gun you want to use, check out your ammo situation, and that brings me to the next point, which is going to probably be the weapons. I love the weapons. I always use the Red 9. It's probably my favorite pistol in the game. I know they changed it later on whenever the remake came around, but it's still a solid weapon. It's so good. I think I finished the game with that, the Striker, the semi-automatic rifle, and the Killer 7, and the TMP. So there's a lot of very good weapons in this game. There are a ton that are probably not as good, but there's a solid arsenal that you can use at your disposal depending on the type of person you are whenever you play this game. I was just a pistol user. I'm sure a lot of people would use probably a shotgun or a rifle, but for a majority of people really just mainly use the Red 7 because it was that good. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the inventory space. That shit is so tricky sometimes because I was running around picking up stuff left and right, getting herbs, ammo, and grenades everywhere, so there were times where I had to really consider my choices here because I didn't have the inventory space for a little bit, and I had to make a sacrifice thinking, do I really want to get rid of these health items, or should I get rid of these grenades that I'm going to need later on? So it's a little bit of a situation where you have to think about your current situation and the future ones. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I think that's something that people can have fun with, and it gives you the option to kind of like Tetris out the situation. So if you're really good at that, you can kind of just make your way through the whole inventory screen and get like aligning colors or put your weapons in one section. For some people it may be a bit of a tedious task, but for some people I think it's really fun just to kind of go through the inventory and organize it like it's something you do in Animal Crossing. It's so great. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and talk about the characters. I love most of the characters. I think Leon's the fucking coolest guy ever to walk the planet Earth. No matter what he does, he just acts all cool and aloof, not really caring about what the hell's going on, saying one-liner after one-liner. Like, one of my favorite ones, obviously, is when he goes, "Where's everyone going? Bingo." That's so iconic. And then whenever you're fighting one of the other bosses and he's about to blow it up, he says, "Hasta luego." It's so genius. I wish they kind of kept that mentality going in through all these other games because they're so genius and iconic. It makes his character stand out. It makes him really memorable. And the same thing can go for Ada. I love Ada. I love her design in this game. I love the character that she has. I know you don't see her much, but when you do see her, and you do play separate ways, I couldn't really get separate ways to work just because whenever I was streaming it, the internet was being stupid. So I had to just call it quits. But I have played separate ways before, so you kind of get to go in, play Ada's side of the whole story. It's not too long. You just go through a shorter instance of the areas that you went in as Leon, and you see what her whole deal was whenever she was there. So it was a really fun little side quest that you gotta do whenever you beat the game. And overall, it's a really good expansion. So that was great. Villains are pretty good too. I didn't really care for Salazar all that much. I think he was just annoying. Salar was cool too. He's kind of just like your basic cult leader, but whenever you see him, it's always just like a little banter showdown between him and Leon. It's great. And this wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without the Merchant. He's the best character I think in the game. He's so funny, he's so cool. I would love to have him as a friend if I ever go to Europe. So he's probably without a doubt my favorite character. And Ashley, she's just annoying. But overall, this is a really fun game. I think everyone should play it. It's fun for all generations, old and new, and it's worth the buy. I think you can get it for like $15 on the Steam store. I don't remember how much I paid for this one, but I think you should definitely play it. And if you want to play the remake, I think you should play this game first because it's probably the greatest Resident Evil game ever made. I'm also going to probably be doing compilations of all my streams here pretty soon, so I think when Silksong comes out, I'll be doing that now. Or I saw the footage from here, so maybe I'll do something with that. Other than that though, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.